Now I have to wonder, is everyone tactically not talking about Obstagoon because it's their top secret deck? Or has everyone actually forgot how good Obstruct is? Let's have a look. Alright, welcome guys to the Slowpoke World 20 decks, 20 days, and today we got ourselves the big, the bad, the scary Galarian Obstagoon, baby. We all know and love a bit of Obstagoon, don't we? So, Galarian Obstagoon, stage 2, 160 HP with an ability. When you evolve it, you can put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, one of your opponent's Pokemon. And then Obstruct is still the build around. 2 energy does 90, and then prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So, boom. That's it. If you're playing against an all basic deck like ADPzation, you just go Obstruct and they go whoopsie. Provided they don't play like Coparaja or anything like that. But even so, even if there is Vmaxs entering the format still, I still believe Obstruct is a good enough attack to where we will be warding out a lot of the format. And even if, like we said, ADPzation does play their one-off Coparaja, we have ways to deal with it. So yeah. So to start off the list, we play a nice 4-1-4 line of the Obstagoon. Obviously worth noting, the Zigzagoon puts 10 damage when you bench it as well. Very nice. So yeah, this is our build around then. Obstruct is still really good and all that good stuff. Now, like I said, even though we do have to worry more about Vmaxs, and I still think Obstagoon's a good deck, we do have to sort of have a clear the way option of those Vmaxs, and we're going for Sableye. Sableye obviously for 2 Dark does Crazy Claws, 60 for each damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. So, what this does, this just clears the way of our Vmax basically, with Vmax out of the way. So let's say your ADP has got the Coparaja, you put 5 damage counters on them, what's that, 6, 12, 180 to 40, yeah. Plus a few Galarian Obstagoon snipes, and then you can just clear the way of it. Just get it out of the way, nice and simple, really. Against stuff like Dragapult as well, you can just, because Dragapult can't do 170 in a turn, you can actually just like bench it and attack twice with it, just manually attack, which is nuts to think about. So yeah, Sableye, like, even though it hasn't been the greatest in the Sword and Shield format, moving forward it is still a really big attacker, combined with, you know, the Headbutt Tantrums from Zigzagoons and then the Obstagoon evolving up. You can really put some serious damage on the board quick with Sableye. And then probably the best sort of clear the way option attack we've got in the game right now is still your Yveltal GX, Doom Count GX for 1 Dark. If your opponent has exactly 4 damage counters on, that Pokemon's knocked out. So if you really need to clear the way of a Coparaja or anything really in format, just go Headbutt Tantrum plus an Evolve, bang, KO. That simple. Doing a 1 energy for a 3 prize swing is insane. Regardless of what tools they've got, any effects, doesn't matter. Bish, bash, bosh, dead. Insane. Don't forget how silly your Yveltal is. We then play 3 Jirachis because Stellar Wish is still really nice. Obviously, you know, we are a bit of a combo stage 2 deck. We need to find our Viridians, we need to find counter game, we need to find supporters that we need. So Jirachi just helps us do that, you know, find Evolution Incense and Rare Candy. So we play 3 of them. We then play 4 Professor's Research. You know, discard draw 7's kind of nice. Now, with Obstagoon lists in the Sword and Shield meta, a lot of them tend to be a little bit more sort of defensive. They'll play a lot more Marnies. I don't like that. We need to get Obstruct going as soon as we can, because even though, like, let's say we're playing against ADP without Coparaja, right? And we're really confident, oh yeah, we just Obstruct, we win. If we Marnie ourselves down to a low hand size and we never get Obstruct out, we lose that game. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Just because Obstruct is a silly attack, we still want a stage 2 for 2 attacks, so we still have to get there. So I don't see why you wouldn't play 4 Professor's Research. Mental. 3 Rosa. Rosa's nuts in this deck, basically. Just give up a Zigzagoon, give up a Jirachi. Rosa just says, go and get your Obstagoon, go get your Obstruct, go get your Sableye, go get your Yveltal piece. You know what I mean? It basically searches for anything, provided provided you don't have to sacrifice a Pokemon, but you get such insane value. Yeah, after playing some games, I was tempted to go down the Skylar route just because Skylar's always live, but after playing some games with Skylar, I definitely prefer Rosa. Now that being said, I do play a couple Marnies, but I try not to play them until I've got Obstruct up. If you can go Obstruct plus Marnie, insane, because you're saying, can you deal with my Obstruct whilst having a 4-card hand? You know, like I said, ADP might be playing their 1/1 code barrage. They still have to find it and get them out and get 4 energy on the geezer. So Marnie just, you know, if they do have their routes, it sort of slows them down getting them. 2 bead. Now, the reason we play bead is to just try and get Sableye going as fast as possible, really. I don't really like it. It's a necessary evil, unfortunately. I feel as if, like I said, because Vmaxs are becoming a thing, you might need to deal with a Vmax like in 1 turn, just to quickly get it out of the way. And bead is the only way we can sort of do that if your battle isn't coming around. So, not really a fan of bead, necessary evil for now. And then 1 boss's orders, because space, you could, you know, if you really don't like bead, you could potentially do something like this. But for now, I think bead's a bit of a necessary evil. Boss's orders, though, is really good, because what Obstagoon decks used to do is just play 1 Great Catcher as Gust, which is obviously limited to GX. Boss's orders lets us grab anything, to be honest. Boss's orders is nice. 2 Viridian Forest, just because you need to find energy. We need to find energy turn 1 and turn 2, realistically. We need to find energy to fulfill our bead as well, because obviously with bead you have 2 energy in your hand if you want to get crazy claws going in 1 turn. So Viridian Forest just helps us do that. And then we've got 4 rare candy. I've seen some lists play 3. Don't get cheeky with it, fellas. Obstagoon's a good deck, but don't get cheeky with it. Let's just make sure we get our Obstruct off as soon as we can. 4 rare candies lets us do it. Let's just draw into it easier as well. If you can take the pressure off your Rosa, if you can let Rosa find stuff like counter gain, or let Rosa find other stuff, you know, let's not get cheeky, lads. 4 quick ball games. We need to get multiple basics down. It searches our Sableye, searches your Vettel, searches Obstagoon. It searches a lot of stuff. So I don't see why you wouldn't play 4. And now here's a little, I wouldn't say Shay Spice, but like I said, I like to be consistent. Like at the end of the day, I want to just make sure I set up. Acrobats let me do that. I love Acrobats, one of my favourite cards. Yes, it is going to help you dig for your Goon. It's going to let you dig for your candy. It's going to let you dig for your Forest, energy, whatever, bead. I just love Acrobats. And again, we're a stage 2 deck. Don't get cheeky. 2 escape board dashes for our Jirachis, obviously. 2 switch, because Tool Scrapper is in format now, so you can't just rely on a skateboard. You can't use U-turn board in this deck, so obviously Jirachi puts us up to sleep. So I could play 2 switch as well. If we lead Saber, like your Vettel, for example, we'll just try and switch him out of the active. 1 counter gain, this is nuts. This lets you get Obstruct going for 1 energy. So like, let's say you've got 1 Obstagoon on the bench for an active that gets knocked out. You can Rosa for energy, counter gain, and then if you have any part of the candy Goon combo in hand, you can just, you know, use that. And then start obstructing for 1. And to be fair, because you're not really going to be taking prizes that fast, you can just obstruct behind that counter gain 1 for a long time whilst you set up your bench, whilst you develop your Sableye V, whilst you develop your Vettel. 1 ordinary rod, just so we can potentially get back our Vettel if it goes. That's really the only reason I'm playing it. Potentially energy as well. Maybe get back a Sableye. It's mostly for your Vettel, because you do really want to try and get Doom news every game. So if you have to get rid of it early, ordinary rod just lets you get it back. 2 communication, 2 incense. Now, this is a tough call. I like incense just being able to search out your Obstagoon nice and early, but you do kind of have to get at least 2 goons down turn 1. And Pokemon Communication lets us do that, but if you want to have a nice stress-free Obstruct, Evolutionary Incense grabs your Obstagoons with no drawback. So again, you can always flip-flop that count. For now I'm at a 2-2. And then we round the list 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 basic dark energy. So yeah, this is my Rebel Clash Obstagoon deck list, guys. I still think it's worthy to be scared of. It's worthy to tech for potentially, because like I said, you know, it's dark type, so it's going to have a decent time against Dragapult. And against everything else, Obstruct is still a really good attack, don't get it twisted. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you stay around the channel. 20 decks in 20 days. This has been Slowpoke Well, and I'll see you next time.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video, much appreciated. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't hesitate to subscribe. I try and put out as much stuff here as I can. Full deck profiles plus games, topic conversational pieces regarding anything in the TCG. Check out my Twitter, check out my Facebook. That's where I get most of the updates, sort of see what's going on behind the scenes, all that good stuff. Also check out the SoundCloud for the full bi-weekly podcast. If you're interested, if you like the conversational pieces, go check that out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.